Welcome back, everybody, to Fun in the Locker Room, March 31st, 2025. We have so much to talk about today. We got March Madness. We have what's been pretty good NFL offseason. Obviously, in the NBA, there's about a week and change left until the playoffs, so we'll get into that. Villanova has some amazing news that we're all ecstatic about, so we'll get into that. And then opening day was last week, so it's just a great time for sports. I'm going to quickly go over our sponsors. Monster Energy, White Monster. Don't forget to drink it. Speaking of Monster Dongs, we got Sean Rankle, Liam Holloway, and myself, Truett Carstetter. As always, Villanova Student Run Radio, now on YouTube. And let's just get right into it. We're going to cross these off as fast but as thoroughly as possible because we want to get through them all. In the NFL, which I feel like, we're approaching the draft, so everyone kind of knows rank. We'll get to rank on who he thinks his beloved Giants are going to draft, especially now that they've made some moves. Actually, let's just get into that, Rank. Let's get into your new QB room.
Yeah, we got the big news a couple weeks ago that Jameis Winston on a nice Friday afternoon was signed with the Giants, and you know what you can expect from Jameis. He's very consistent. You get a lot of touchdowns, a lot of picks. I know we're all big Jameis fans here, so it was an exciting move to say the least.
Rank, I'm pumped for you, and I'm pumped for Malik Neighbors because he's going to get the ball every single possession next season.
Jerry Jeudy's stats last year when Jameis was playing were like historic numbers, and I'm expecting Malik Neighbors to put it up if Jameis ever sees the field, because shortly afterwards we got the saddening news that Truett's former GOAT, Russell Wilson, signed with the Giants.
Right. Please do your best to justify why they did this, because I haven't heard, and I'd like to know.
Okay, I've seen one good argument of why they signed him. The only reason I can get is the Giants want to draft one of these top two quarterbacks in the league in the draft, either Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward. That's who we want. Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen are also fighting for the job this year. So we need a quarterback this year. There's no doubt about it. If they want to keep their jobs, they need a quarterback. And a couple hours before they signed Russ, Cam Ward had his pro day, and the Titans got leaked that the Titans were really strong in Cam Ward, which was against what they were looking at. So the Giants head were thinking, oh, well, what if Cam Ward goes 1, Shedeur Sanders goes 2, and once again, we're screwed out of a quarterback. And you can't have that happen. And that's why I signed Russ. That's the only logical explanation I've seen why they've done this, because it literally happened a couple hours after the Cam Ward Titan hype came out, and they just didn't want to get screwed over again.
I mean, that totally makes sense. Like, Russ is on a 1-year deal, Jameis is on a short 2-year deal. You need a quarterback, like you said, they're vying for their jobs. It kind of feels like what the Steelers did last year, where it's each of them are their own insurance policies. You look at what Jameis did with the Browns and you're very inspired, but like we've also seen a long sample size of Jameis's career, and that's not always the case. And then the same is true with, Russell Wilson last year. And it does kind of feel like the Steelers, but I respect that, if Ward and Shedeur are off the table, let's not have Tommy DeVito lead this squad.
Yeah, I think that was the fear, and that I can understand. At this point, I want them to see either them. If one of those two quarterbacks fall them at 3 and they really love them, sure, go draft them. If not, get the hell out of that pick. Get the far back. Get a second-round pick this year. Get a first-round pick next year. Get those 2 first-round picks. It's supposed to be a great QB draft, and let's go move up and get like a Drew Aller or Arch Manning next year. That's got to be the play that John's looking at next year. Move out of this pick. Somebody's going to fall in love with Dual Carter, fall in love with Travis Hunter. Let them trade for them. Get out of there.
Rank, I think you hit the nail on the head. Absolutely. Go get your Q next year.
So you would be fine with taking Sanders, though, if he fell?
If that's who the Giants thought it was the best case scenario, sure. Would I love it? No. I've seen people say this, and I kind of completely agree with it, that all 5 QBs drafted in the first round last year would have been drafted number 1 overall in this draft.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So you guys you're not planning on surprise taking Jackson Dart at 3?
He's going to be the next Zach Wilson. except he went to a better college. I'm a little less concerned about that part, but that'd be absolutely terrible.
Jesus.
If Shedeur and Cam Ward go 1 and 2, are you taking Travis Hunter? Are you taking Abdul Carter? What is your move there for the future?
I'd want to trade out of it because we don't need Travis Hunter. We have a corner. We have like cornerback depth. We have Malik Neighbors. We don't really need Abdul Carter. We got Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau. Like obviously Abdul Carter's an upgrade, but like it's a position of strength there. I'd rather trade back, get an offensive lineman, and get some picks for the future.
Is that a move that I'm not, super well versed in the Giants like GM like trends over time? So like do you guys often trade back out of the first?
No, we don't. This is not a common move by the Giants. So it's a hopeful move, but I'm not sure what we'll do.
Are you anticipating a year in which you'll be in a position to draft Arch Manning, or would you welcome the upside of trying to compete in the NFC East?
That's why I think we can't compete in the NFC East. Come on now. The Eagles are really good. The Commanders are getting better. The Cowboys are going to suck, whatever. Like, that's why I want that to trade back and get an extra first-round pick so we can go into next year with, let's say we get like the 8th overall pick and we have an extra first round of the draft, and we can see if we can combine those two to get up to draft Aller or Arch next year. I think that's more of what I'm envisioning.
Yeah, I mean, I would worry that we don't know how the Cowboys are going to do, but you could finish third in that division, and that might not be, with how bad some of the AFC teams are at the bottom. I would maybe worry that that's not bad enough to be in a position. I haven't looked at like the 26 mock and see where Arch is going. But
one of those two are going top 2 probably, and it's going to be us and the Saints vying for that number 1 spot. It's going to be a fun battle to get there.
Rick, what do you think this current Giants team's ceiling is?
Nine and 8. We can get to 9 and 8 in a perfect scenario. Our defense is better. We have a better quarterback situation. Malik Neighbors is great. Like, we could get to 9 and 8.
What do you think the floor is?
Floor? Oh my God! The file can fall out, and we can go we get 2 or 3 wins. It could go 2 and 14, 2 and 15.
Yeah. Interesting.
What QB? Two questions. What QB do you predict will start day one, and what QB would need to start day one to reach 9 and 8?
It's both Russ.
Okay.
Russ has proven it more. Russ is going to be the starter. He's getting paid more. It's pretty obvious in that aspect. And also, Russ is the better quarterback. Jameis is the more fun quarterback, but Russ is the better quarterback.
Yeah. What week? I gotta ask, what week will Jameis get his first start?
Oh, God.
If we don't draft a quarterback, I can see Jameis coming in week 5 or 6 because Russ gets some injury and Jameis throw a couple balls.
A phantom rib or something like that.
So that means anybody out there who wants to draft some Giants wide receiver, they'll look to pick up on the waiver wire around week 5, week 6. Maybe early season trade for Neighbors after his down year with Russ to begin the season. Buy low on Neighbors.
Right. I don't know. I think Jameis starts week 17 when you guys have clinched that division and you got to rest the starters.
Love the optimism through it.
I'd
love that too. You guys go out, get a nice winning season. We'll see what happens in the draft next year.
Yeah, Liam just wants his quarterback. All right, let's switch over to Liam. Liam and your Saints. Where do you want to start here?
They just every year, every offseason, the Saints have the weirdest cap maneuvering I've ever seen. They decided for some reason to sign Chase Young to a 3-year deal. I really don't understand it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens there. He hasn't gotten double-digit sacks in his career yet. I just wish we paid Trey Hendrickson, man, because that would have been a lot better. And yeah, Saints legend Brandon Cooks is making a return. 2-year deal. We now have another wide receiver 3 on the roster. Very excited for that. Yeah, I hope we tank next season and don't pick up a couple early wins. I don't want to flash in the pan. We start off and drop 50 burgers every week. I don't want that. I just want to lose.
Are you happy with the new head coach? You think he's going to be a success for the future, or is he literally like a come in, lose a bunch of games, you're going to get fired in a year or two?
Honestly, I kind of hope so. I want a coach that can whisper to Archie Manning and get the most out of him when we get him. I don't know anything about this guy. So
He was where was he before this?
He was the Eagles offensive coordinator. He was with the Chargers for a while. He was with the Cowboys for a little.
I mean, Kellen Moore, he's a quote unquote like offensive guru, but
Yeah.
Clint Kubiak was a guru for 2 games. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, change is good. We're just, it's a bridge year. We need a quarterback. That's really what we need.
I don't know, Leo. Like a starting wide receiver room of Chris Olave, Brandon Cooks, and Rashid Shaheed doesn't sound that bad.
Yeah, I mean, we just need them to stay on the field. Olave got about 15 concussions last year, and Rashid Shaheed, I think he tore his ACL. So, that medical staff
40 years old too.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. We don't have. I mean, Alvin Kamara. I just. It's only a matter of time before these guys start asking out, and we saw what happened with Lattimore. I think if we're really bad, it's going to happen again.
You think this
can't get rid of Carr, man? We just can't. What a terrible contract that was. Oh.
Luckily, I just checked, and next year, if you can cut him and only cost you $9 million in cap space. That's not beautiful. You got one more year of him.
Perfect.
Do you think you guys will be big sellers at this deadline?
Hopefully.
Just hard reset year.
Yeah,
they've needed to do this for a minute, so now I've accepted it.
Is there anybody untouchable?
Olave? No.
Yeah, maybe Olave, because he put up numbers with bummy QBs, but he's just a target, man. He gets destroyed.
Nick Slant Boy.
Dude, this might be my 3rd year in a row taking Olave as offensive player of the year.
I will not. I am done taking him in any draft situations.
Yeah,
him and Najee on the banned list.
I'm not taking him in fantasy anymore.
This is the next. Who's that tight end on the Falcons?
Kyle Pitts.
This is the next Kyle Pitts right here. I take him every year, hoping for something.
This is gonna be the Kyle Pitts year. It's every year. It's gonna be the year.
No, Rankle. No.
Happens every year.
Liam, I wasn't super thrilled that you didn't talk highly of Clint Kubiak. Guess let's shift over a little bit. I'd love to get your guys' opinions on the Seahawks. I'll just go through what happened, and then I won't give any thoughts. I want to hear what you guys think. Literally, the day, this is so funny because I remember Rank texting about this. The day that we talked about this was like the day before DK actually got traded. And I was saying, okay, well, Geno got traded for a 3rd. Hopefully DK will stay. DK gets traded to the Steelers for a 2nd, then signs a 4-year, $132 million contract with them. Then, what are we going to do? Immediately, we start getting the Sam Darnold rumors. We end up signing Sam Darnold for 3 years, $105 million. Then it's like, okay, well, now it's Sam Darnold and Smith and Jigba and a bunch of nobodies. And now we sign another slot receiver in Cooper Kupp, who 3 years ago, this would have been the signing of franchise history. For 3 years, $45 million going to a division rival. We now have 5 picks in the top 3 rounds. So, and now we have Clint Kubiak as our offensive coordinator. But I'm just curious what you guys are thinking. This, I think my team has probably experienced the most turnover this year. So I'm just curious what are you guys thinking?
I think you guys have gotten better for the future. I think Sam Darnold is a great quarterback. He was a great leader last year. I think you guys are going to keep bringing it out of him. I think DK was a cancer in that locker room. Smith and Jigba has gotten better and better each year. Cooper Kupp's a good veteran presence to help him get better and better. These are just great moves that you guys have made. And you've gotten you have a couple of picks in a great, late 1st, 2nd round draft. There's a lot of good players available. The Seahawks are really set up for success in a NFC West that, to be honest, most teams have gotten worse or stayed pretty similar.
I think you guys are absolutely vying for that NFC West title, that crown now. That wide receiver room, that duo is going to be scary. We saw what Sam Darnold could do with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. With Coop and JSN, it's going to be scary hours there, man. I think you have a lot to be excited about.
I appreciate that. I knew Rank was going to give me some good stuff about Darnold. I should put money on that.
But Geno's getting older. I was always never a big Geno guy, but like he doesn't have many years left on his deal, left in his career. And Sam is young. He's still like only 25. He's got plenty of years left. If he can build on what he did last year, a lot of people think it's a fluke, but I really think other than those two teams, which sucks he's playing the Rams division because this team to have his number, but like I think he can do some success there.
Yeah, and true. That defense, man. That defense is lethal. If you guys make even more additions via the draft, Whew.
Okay, I like everything you guys said. I've been through a wave of emotions. I would. It's funny if anyone goes on Twitter and like is ever on the side of Seahawks Twitter, excuse me. It was like people were going at each other's throats, which I've just never seen out of this fan base because it's just like a bunch of people that live in Seattle. But there was a very clear divide between people that thought Geno was the problem and people that thought Geno was a problem. And I'm not going to get into this again because we talked about it, but with all these moves, I was kind of like, why are we changing anything? And then I started to think about, Rank, what you were saying about Sam Darnold. Yes, you're getting younger. You're getting much cheaper. All these moves are freeing up a lot of cap space and adding picks. I think that's the thesis of the day. We've saved money in our quarterback. We've saved money in our receiver. We're paying Sam Darnold what the Steelers just paid DK, which I'm not going to even like speculate who's better, but like position-wise, like a quarterback is much more valuable in that regard. Like I would rather pay that money to a quarterback 10 times out of 10. So we're saving money. We added a second and a third, and then Rank, to get to your Sam Darnold point. The way I think about it is John Schneider and Mike McDonald looked at it and said the Vikings unlocked this next year out of Sam Darnold, and they're probably thinking to themselves, we can unlock that as well, and there's probably a little bit more to go. That was just one season. Like, what could he do? Like, with more experience, more reps, and everything like that. Part of me does worry that this is kind of exactly what we did with Geno Smith. Geno Smith had one good year after being horrible his whole career, and then we threw him a little bit of a bag, and it's been mixed ever since. And it's kind of the same thing we're doing with Sam, but Sam is a lot younger than Geno was. I don't see it being the same situation, but I'm glad to hear you guys are optimistic about it because I think it gives us much more versatility. We say this about the NBA, but I think it's true in the NFL. The worst place to be is mediocrity. And having Geno and this supporting cast just kind of locked in without any room for growth, it was kind of just going to cement us at 8-9 wins for the next 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a good point, Drew. You have a history of unlocking failed Jets quarterbacks, so this is just another one on the long list.
Drew, you guys went 10-7 last year. This team is better. This team is better.
I'm just praying that John Schneider drafts some offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Please. 5 picks in the first 3 rounds. Please take like 1 or 2.
And if Kenneth Walker stays healthy, he's really good when he's healthy. Yeah. Charbonnet is a good double back. And you were talking about a whole JSN Pro Bowl nod last year, and that was with DK on his team. Without DK, this could really unlock the full potential of this guy. He's got the ceiling to the roof. Yeah, and who better to teach him? Like you said, Cooper Kupp, Triple Crown winner. There's rumors that we might go get. He's on the Longhorns. He's like their guy. Oh, the speedy Golden. Yeah. He might be like that deep threat to kind of replace. Obviously, he's not going to have the physicality of DK, but long routes, down middle.
Need that Lockett replacement.
Yeah.
Lockett replacement. So.
Well, Cooper Kupp's Lockett to an extent. They're both slot receivers.
He's just better Lockett.
Yeah. But Rank, to your point, this NFC West has kind of just been in this really weird situation where, we can get into this later if we have time, but the Niners, I think, are just in a bad trajectory. And they haven't even paid Purdy yet. I think the Rams, I was really confused on what they were doing with Cooper Kupp and Stafford. And I think the Cardinals can honestly win the division next year, but that's just a conversation for another question. All right, rapid fire. Who do you think the Steelers are going to sign at QB?
There's only one guy left. It's Rodgers or nobody.
That is going to be a horrible locker room. That is going to be so
think
bad.
it's going to be the best scenario because you need a veteran quarterback to be able to handle Metcalf and Pickens. Like if they threw a rookie in there, that guy would have been lit on fire and be out of here. Like they need Rodgers to come in there and offer some resemblance of leadership.
You know who they need? Mr. Joe Flacco. That's who they need.
Oh God.
Joe Flacco in a Steelers uniform would look so bad. That's just so wrong.
He's going to play for every AFC West team or East North team. Yeah, I think DK and Pickens are probably going to start like 5 fights a game combined each game.
Let's see how many games do they both finish is the key.
Yeah, I don't know.
So much offensive PI.
What else do we got going on in the NFL right now? Oh, Stephon Diggs, Patriots, getting paid the same amount of money as Nico Collins, his old teammate.
I don't get it.
Off an ACL.
I don't get it all. He's regressed. He didn't put up good numbers in Buffalo, and he's coming off an ACL injury, which are not easy to come back at his age. Seemed like an overpay in my mind.
Absolutely.
But what do I know?
Do you think the Texans are regretting at all the trade?
No, I mean they got hit with the worst injury bug like imaginable at wide receiver. You can't foresee that.
Anything else? Nope.
Last one before we switch over to NBA or wherever we go next. Evan Ingram to the Broncos. I think it's a good pickup for them. Another pass catch for Bo Nix.
There you go. Your former Giants. I thought Evan Ingram was going to be a stud.
So did I. All right.
Those.
NBA?
Yeah, Rank. We got about a week and a half left. We got to kind of just go over some thoughts on this regular season. I feel like there's been a lot of stuff going on recently.
Well, the big fight the other day got me excited. Another Malice in the Palace situation almost.
Did they eject a fan? Did you guys see the P Prigioni? I don't know if I got sentled. Maybe I got sentled, but I swear I saw this P Prigioni and they're like, who? Like Pablo Prigioni?
No, he was a coach. He was one of the coaches.
Yeah.
Is it actually Pablo Prigioni?
I think so.
Oh my God, that's fucking hilarious. Yeah, he's an assistant coach for the T-Wolves. Good for him. Oldest rookie in NBA history. Good for him.
Some kid they were fighting was like on the ground and they were fighting on top of him. A-Rod.
Yes, how did this start? I didn't even see like how it started.
I think DiVincenzo and Isaiah Stewart got into a fight about something.
Have you ever seen an Isaiah Stewart like basketball highlight?
Only when he's in a fight, and it seems to happen constantly.
He's just shoving people.
I've never seen like a block, a rebound, a point.
I'm not sure how he's still in the NBA. Like, how has he not been like banned, cut? Like, what are the Pistons seeing him?
I don't know.
And the Pistons have a good season, but this is just like a black eye and a good season for the Pistons.
Yeah, what do you guys think of the Pistons? They're having, I think Liam said recently, Coach of the Year on lock. But yeah, what do you think of this roster right now?
They got some really how do you put this? Some really tough-minded, street smart individuals on that team. They really know how to get physical. They're a tough bunch, and they might get a top 4 seed in the East, which is insane.
It is a crazy thing to think about. Them as a top 4 seed, getting home court advantage in a playoff series. It feels similar like the Pacers comeback last year, but like a little more realistic this time because they actually have the young guys who are talented. Not that Tyrese Halliburton's not talented, but he's not the same level. I feel like as Cade could unlock at some point. Right now they're matched up. Right now it's a Pistons Pacers first round series, it'd be a great series.
I mean, this is like, even if they get swept, this is just such an accomplishment considering how laughable they were last year. Cade's elevation, and I'm not one to talk about what ethical hoops means, but I love that people talk about a Cade as an ethical hooper. He's just he just plays a good brand of basketball.
Yeah.
And one other thing, I wish we had our dear friend of the show, Tom Casper, on here so we could talk about how Tobias Harris is revitalizing his career.
Unreal.
He was meant to be a Piston. He said his greatest years on the Pistons.
He absolutely was meant to be a Piston. Shout out Malik Beasley with the best celebration in the NBA with the wiggle. Love that after every three. Hips don't lie. And they have the Mr. Thompson. Is that a SAR? Going crazy.
Yeah.
He's nuts. They got a really fun team. Timmy Hardaway's been balling for him too. So that never fails to make Truitt smile.
Just another great player the Mavs let go.
Yep.
Oh, that hurt to say. I'm sorry.
That might be the worst loss the Mavs suffered this year.
Yeah. I don't know. Quentin Grimes has been playing like an MVP. So
it's true.
Yeah, okay. I like that segue. Let's talk about the Sixers and how much of a failure this season has been. And what do you do from now? We can all sit here and say trade Embiid, but realistically, I heard they're gonna shop Paul George, which is just laughable.
Why? At this point, you're gonna get pennies on the dollar for him. You gotta hope and pray he has a good first half next year, and then you ship him out. This team needs to rebuild. Get rid of everyone when you can and build around Maxey, right?
I think the Sixers are one of the dying teams in the NBA of this old school mentality of building super teams like this. And they're one of the last ones out there, and they're failing pretty badly. Of this trading assets for these aging superstars that are to pair up against your other injury-plagued superstars and care about basketball. It's not working.
The only thing I can respect about this franchise is they have tried every combination possible in 2K My League to surround Joel Embiid. They have tried every combination. And if they gave up this offseason, I don't think anyone would be that's the bad decision.
Is Joel Embiid a Hall of Famer?
No. Well, because the Basketball Hall of Fame is the easiest one to get into, probably. Does he deserve to be? No. Absolutely not. He hasn't done anything.
Outside of the MVP, I mean, he's got some All-Stars, some All-NBAs. He's a scoring champion like that. It shouldn't be enough. He's got no playoff success. Hasn't made it to the conference finals. We all know that.
It's crazy, man. The Pistons are going to might get home court advantage before Embiid made a conference final. I mean, it's just nuts. It's absolutely absurd.
I guess you just gotta, I think people forget that McCain, he'll come back next year, and you got Maxey, and I don't know what you do with Grimes, but that should be enough, and maybe you tank next year, and the problem is who would trade for Embiid and what would you give up? That contract too. It just doesn't make sense.
Not a single team in the NBA should trade for Embiid. Not a single team should want him. Nobody should give up anything for him. It's that's not how you build a successful team.
Okay, I got one for you guys. Straight up, Rudy Gobert for Joel Embiid. I don't even think the T-Wolves do that. I hate to say it. I don't think they do.
Low-key think they do.
I don't think they do. Why would they want to do that? Ant and Embiid would be terrible.
I feel like 10 years ago, if a superstar wanted out, you would have 10 teams lined up, totally willing to leverage their future for it. But with the amount of talent in the NBA combined with how fucking fat some of these contracts are, it just doesn't it's not feasible anymore.
Yeah.
I don't see a single team in the league that would, or maybe even can do this.
It's also the thoughts of Giannis being traded potentially, of there is a shrunken list of teams who one have the ability to and one would want to trade for Giannis even, And Giannis doesn't have the same issues as Embiid would.
Yeah. I think just so many teams have something going on. It's like if I trade for Giannis, like when the Bucks are bad and they're like, oh, Thunder should trade for Giannis, you have to completely retool your team around Giannis. And that's like, for some teams, that's not a problem. Like if you're a really bad team, that's a good problem to have. But like there's a lot of teams in the NBA that have like something that they're working towards.
Like would the Hornets even trade for Giannis?
That might be the only team. That could be the only team.
When he goes back to DC, him and Middleton could team up again. Him, Middleton, and Poole, great combo there.
Yeah, I guess not every team is working towards something. That's a good point.
But yeah, I want to talk about the breaking news out of Memphis this week about Taylor Jenkins getting fired. Fifth coach in Memphis history to be fired after coming off a playoff appearance in the past 2 seasons. Seems crazy. They're in a playoff spot. They're fighting for the playoffs. And any reason, anybody know why he got fired?
I have no idea.
This is like the 5th move this year that just doesn't make any sense. Like this is another non-basketball move because it doesn't make any sense.
So I'm looking right now. The GM and vice president of basketball ops took sole responsibility for the decision, said the players were not consulted whatsoever. It was purely me.
Why?
I saw one thing that said that apparently John Morant was frustrated with his offense, but that was like a Legion Hoops account, like not like a real reporter. But even if the guy like sucked as a human being, or if there was a valid reason, dude, like you're like the 5th seed. Like, what are you going to do in the playoffs without your coach?
Yeah, I guess
he's a good coach too.
Let's be honest, though. This Grizzlies team probably isn't winning more than a round. I mean,
oh yeah, they want a definition of mediocrity.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I saw
like
somewhere
above
today,
mediocrity, but
I saw somewhere today people were ranking third options, and they had Desi as the best third option.
Does that mean JJ is Triple J is the second option in Memphis?
I guess. Maybe that says more about it.
Yeah.
What? Wow.
This was like such a promising team like 3 years ago.
Then Ja went and pulled a gun out places.
Let's talk about the Houston Rockets, the 2 seed, and unless anything crazy happens in this next week, going to be the 2 seed in the West. Liam, how do you feel about Amen Thompson?
This man is unreal. I mean, he's just he plays such winning basketball. He makes unbelievable defensive plays and he locks up the best team star player. Rank, I know you know very well out of anyone. He had the best game I've really ever seen against the Boston Celtics, including the game winner months back. Dude's just unreal. He's starting to develop a little mid-range game, but man, looking at the West right now, if they lock up that 2 seed, they're probably going to play the Wolves or the Clippers first round. And that is going to be an electric playoff series. I'd love to see them versus the Clippers or them versus the Wolves because it's gonna be chippy as hell.
Storm and Norman versus Amen Thompson.
Oh,
Getting the popcorn out.
The Liam Hallway wet dream right there. No, they're a good team, and I saw something today that said that the Rockets are like 2 hoopers and then like a bunch of guys that can play for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
yeah.
Just got Sengun and Steven Adams and Dylan Brooks but Rank, Ime Udoka was he's a good coach.
He is a good coach. The Rockets have a lot of young guys. I feel like they almost have too many young guys, and they can like start training these. Like when Cam gets in the court, Cam has had some good flashes. I think some team could really use him, and he's just not getting it. Think about it, Reed Shepherd was a top 5 pick in this draft this year. He just hasn't seen the court because how good this Rockets team has been.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty deep. Yeah, they're
deep.
They're deep and they're long. They have a lot of like tall dudes.
They might be the deepest team in the NBA.
Might be the longest team in the NBA too. How far would you have them going in the playoffs, Frank? Because, and I asked them because I saw. Are you familiar with the Poly market?
Yeah.
So they said that they have the 7th best odds to come out of the West, which is crazy. As the 2 seed.
Yeah, but I think we've realized over the past couple of years that standings don't matter as much when it comes to Western Conference, especially with the Lakers being the 7-8 seed all these times. Not happening this year, obviously, but in the past it's happened. But if you think about their path, let's say they play the T-Wolves or Clippers, they win that game, win that series. Next year against the Nuggets, they're not beating the Nuggets. So they're a one-round max team. So 7th best is not that crazy to me.
Maybe they're hoping the Nuggets lose. Is that possible? Who are the
Nuggets Warriors. That could be a fun series. Very opposite style to play there.
Yes.
Jokic is putting up 50 every day, every game.
Yeah.
Do you think they put Jimmy on Jokic in that scenario?
Yeah, and just surrender 30 rebounds, but say he's not going to score or limit the passing. Yeah.
I don't hate that at all. That's not a bad idea. That's really not.
The Celtics might catch the Cavs. True. Are you a little scared at this point? We're only 5.5 games back. Celtics have an easy schedule down the stretch.
No, Rankle, I'm not scared at all. How many games are left in the season? The Cavs have 7 games left.
Celtics have 8.
All right, so you got to win 5 more than them.
Well,
yeah.
Recently, the Celtics are 9 out of the last 10, and the Cavs are only 5-5. Seems like they're cooling off at the wrong time of the year. Celtics getting hot, Cavs getting cool. You know what they talk about sports? It's just a game of runs, and it seems like it's the Celtics' time to run at the perfect time. That's what great teams do. They peak at the right time, and the Celtics are peaking at the right time.
Rank, you know I say all this just because I don't want to see you guys in the finals.
But you know it. You know it's Celtics Thunder. So we're all waiting for it.
Yeah, I'll fly out to DC to watch that. That would be a fucking great series. Jesus.
I've been seeing some highlights on the Thunder's offense. I've been impressed with their way that they utilize Hardenstein and Chet on offense at the same time. Like they're pick and rolls, they're pick and pops, like the lobs to the two of them. It's been impressive to watch.
I totally echo that. Hardenstein is a very underrated passer, and I love sometimes they put Hardenstein at the elbow or free throw line, and they will put Chet at the short corner and do some action there, some cutting, some all that good stuff. Mark Daigneaul's he's a good coach. He's going to figure this out, and yeah, I'm pretty fucking excited for this postseason.
I got a question for you.
Yeah,
outside of Shea, Chet, J-Dub, which Thunder role player is going to step up the biggest for them in the playoffs?
Aaron Wiggins.
Aaron Wiggins. Wow. Well, off the bench.
It's not even that hot of a take. It's really not. Dude has played so well as of late. I'd say a little coming out party a little bit. No, the type of party where you start playing that. Look at you and Aaron Wiggins in let's go 20 games.
Wow.
Last 20 games. All right, it's only 15, 4-2, but for the 55th pick and a bench player, I'd say that's pretty good.
It's great.
I was going to go him or Hartenstein. I really have loved year 2 Cason Wallace. Guy looks like he's going to make a couple all defensive teams in his career. You know what? I could have gone Caruso. Liam, I could have gone Caruso because he's had some. Now that he's been healthy, he's had some good plays, and I'd love to segue this. We should talk about Giddey at some point.
Why don't we go right there now? Giddey with the. Why don't you guys talk about it? Because it's against your second favorite teams. So,
worst 6 seconds of my Kings' glorious career, of course. Just want to give a shout out to LeBron real quick. But Giddey, he's been balling since the All-Star break. There was a point in time where he was shooting like 70, 60, 90 splits post All-Star break, triple doubles. He almost had a quadruple double with steals. I think he was 2 away.
That's wild.
He's been unreal. When that trade happened, I'll be the first to admit it. I was upset. I thought the Thunder got an absolute steal because I just didn't see how Giddey was going to be involved, with the Thunder long term. And man, if they had him right now, oh Lord, it would be really scary.
No, this is no. I'm happy for Giddey, but there's no one playing right now on the Kings. There is no one playing right now except for Giddey and Kobe White, and I'm happy that he's having this opportunity. In the 14 games since the All-Star break, 22, 10, 9 assists, 52, 50, 81 splits. That's fucking bonkers. And then obviously the huge game winner, which everyone saw, what Rank and Liam are alluding to. But no, I'm happy for him. I mean, this really worked out. I don't know where they're going, Kobe White and Giddey of the future, but I'm happy for him. I don't think he'd be doing this on the Thunder.
I think Josh Giddey might be the answer to lead the Bulls past the Hawks for the first time in 4 years in the playing game. It's been a very, very heated rivalry the past couple of years. It seems like a constant battle. And I really think Josh Giddey can take them over the top to getting to the point where they can be swept in 4 games by the Celtics or the Cavs.
They're going to take one rank. Don't count them out.
No, that's good for him. Good for him. Anything in the East?
Jalen Brunson's looking like he's coming back soon. I think it's going to be a big move for the Knicks. They've been treading water with him, but him is definitely the heart and soul of that team. And if they want to make a playoff push this year, it's going to be relying on Jalen Brunson being the all-star starter that he knows he can be.
It's just insane to say that the Knicks' biggest Achilles heel is
who?
Their coach, Tibbs.
Oh. Yeah.
Is that insane to say? I think he's their biggest X factor.
Are you talking about his overplaying guys in the regular season?
Absolutely.
I was seeing some stat about that, and it's not as egregious as it appears to be off the table. They're only averaging maybe 30 seconds to a minute more a game than a Tatum or a Brown. Yeah. I think I get the point, and I was big on that point thing, but I think it's got him blown out of proportion to an extent. Yes, the Knicks guys don't rest, which maybe that's the difference. They don't have load management, which I respect the hell out of compared to these other teams and those superstars in the NBA. But I think the whole playing them too much, a little extreme.
To play devil's advocate, Rank, I think we saw it firsthand last year what happened. The team was just an absolute skeleton when they got to the round versus the Pacers.
Was it because they played too much or they just got injured? Because injuries happen. It's a fact of life.
I think those are sometimes related. The body, when you've put a lot of minutes and tread on it, it's not as fortified as it could be. Mikal Bridges and Josh Hart.
Rank, I'm looking at their depth chart right now. So Rank, I'm looking at their depth chart. They have 6 guys in their rotation that are just flat out. It's not good.
Well, it's a combination of a lot of things. The Knicks don't have a deep bench. They've mortgaged a lot of their future, which, to be honest, were probably mistakes to get a Mikal Bridges, to get a Cat, which I think was a better move for them. But they have mortgaged some of their younger guys to get these star players in here. And I think that's one of the things that they need to rebuild this offseason is rebuild this depth that they had. I also don't understand why Tyler Kolk isn't getting some minutes. He's a good, solid player. We saw him in Marquette. He's a great passer. He'd be a great point guard to spell Brunson at times that he's just not getting enough minutes, which that is, I guess, the Tibbs problem to extent. I think there's some of these young guys who could be playing.
Right. We're saying all this out of love. We all want to see the Nova Knicks do well, but
I agree.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out Nova Knicks in the Villanova commercial for March Madness.
Shout out Colin. Colin dropped 22 points the other day in the NBA.
Shout out Colin.
Yes, sir.
Shout out Colin's team, the Phoenix Suns, which just another stain on Durant's legacy. I hate to see it, man. What are they doing? Durant's out for a
This is
week.
going to be.
There you go.
You know, the one thing that I want the Suns to do is make the play-in so that the Mavericks don't. And you know what? They're once again the Suns find a way to just be a thorn in my side.
I just don't know where you. I don't know what you do here, and I'm gonna shout out Devin Booker because I've seen some of the Suns games recently. He's actually become a very good passer. You know, with out of necessity, with no point guard on the team. But the rest of this roster is fucking dog shit. Nick Richards is really not a good starting center. Royce O'Neal should probably be in a retirement home right now.
Thank you. Fuck Royce O'Neal. He's slow as fuck. I don't know how he still has a job.
Grayson Allen, half of his head is full of gray hair. I don't know. Rank, you got any 2 cents on this?
No. Once again, the Suns are like a failed experiment of super teams. Got to build like the Celtics. Got to build like the Magic. Got to build it like the Cavs. Got to build it like the Thunder. Got to build it like what the Mavs were doing. Like that's how you win championships.
Yeah. Greedy ass Bradley Beal saying that he's just there to collect a paycheck is absolutely unreal.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't blame the guy at all, though.
The guy really tanked his reputation and his career.
Yeah, but he's not tanking his bank account, so.
No, I don't know. You
Sure,
know, there's
you
some
got
guys. Say it, Rank. Sorry.
Then you go for it.
I was just going to make a joke that there's some guys that have insane years when they play with Russell Westbrook and can never be that good again.
Mm-hmm.
It happens.
Shout out Russ, man.
Shout out Russ. Also, shout out Russ. Rank, I sent you this today and no response. Russell Westbrook, higher field goal percentage today, and Steph Curry. Bang, bang. I'm just scraping the bottom of the barrel at this point, but I'm happy to see him doing well.
I'm happy for him too.
If the Thunder can't win it all, it better be the Nuggets. Get my man a ring.
Yes, sir. Love that.
All right, guys. NBA season ends April 6th, and there's 2 games I got circled, and it's Lakers versus Thunder because everyone's saying I don't want to get on this rant. But this is the problem with the media. They're like UFC, KFC, OKC, Lakers in 4. Like fucking gay shit they say, dude. I love LeBron and I like the Lakers, but they're just sucking them off so much. The Thunder would absolutely decimate them, and they're going to show it in these last 2 games. That's all I got.
I hope so. I would love nothing more than that. Why are these not on prime time? Why are these not on national television?
Dude, I don't know. All right, are you guys ready for some trivia?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a toughie, and I want to give credit where credit's due. We Fun the Locker, and we like to, we talk in the NBA community, and we're good friends with Kenny from King of the Fourth Quarter and the guys from Nerd Sesh, and I stole this trivia from them. And this one's pretty difficult, so I'm gonna cap it if we don't get it after a while. But I want you guys to take a good stab at it, not to discourage you. But I want you to name me. There's 29 combinations here, so just get as many as you can. 29 combinations of number 1 overall picks since 2000 that have played together. And asterisk, one of the 2 of them have to have been drafted since 2000. So, for example, Tim Duncan and Robinson wouldn't count. But someone, and I'll just give you one, I think Kenyon Martin and Kenyon Martin's played with 2 of these guys. And he was drafted in 99, but the guys since then have been drafted since 2000, if that makes sense.
All right. Let's get the easy ones out of the way. LeBron and Kyrie.
Yep. LeBron and AD.
Yep.
Did Anthony Bennett and Kyrie play together? They must have.
Yeah, he must have.
Anthony Bennett and Kyrie, they played 1 game together. They played 1
Hey.
game. Yep.
Shaq played with any number 1 overall picks? He had to have.
Who?
Shaq.
I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah,
Shaq
he did.
and Kevin
He played with
Garnett. Was
LeBron.
Garnett a number 1 overall
Play
pick?
with LeBron.
Shaq and LeBron. Shaq and Bron.
Was Garnett a number one overall pick?
Garnett? No.
Wiggins and Towns.
Wiggins and Towns?
Wiggins and Kyrie.
Nope.
Wasn't Levine number one?
Nope. There's a couple more Wiggins though.
Wiggins and Ant.
Nope.
No, that was too late.
Wiggins and Cat?
Well, you guys got Wiggins and Cat. There's another Wiggins and another Cat that they actually share in common. Had a legendary run at the end of his career with them.
D Rose for both.
Rose.
Yeah.
So Wiggins and Rose.
Oh, Fultz and Simmons.
Towns and Rose. Fultz and Simmons. Good. Now you go down the Simmons train. Go down that one.
Fultz and those guys in the Magic were not number one overall picks.
So stay there, Rank. Stay there. Think about that again.
One of them was
Very recent.
Paulo and Fultz.
Yep.
Nice.
Paolo and Fultz. Good Rank. Go back
Blake
to
Griffin's
Stevens.
got to play with somebody else.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good. Who did he play with?
I don't know. I
LeBron?
have no idea.
No. Team he was on before he retired.
Kenya Martin, are we going with? This is the Kenya Martin one?
Okay, yes. Kenyon Martin and Blake Griffin were on the Lakers or the Clippers.
What the fuck? What
Blake
the
and John
hell?
Wall.
What'd you say, Rank?
Blake and Wall.
Not Blake and Wall. Think about Blake Griffin end of career.
You said the Celtics.
DeAndre Ayton? I don't know.
Right. Sorry. Right before the Celtics.
Where were you for the Celtics?
Cade. Did he
No,
play with Cade?
These are the Nets.
Not Blake. In between. Yeah. There you go. Nets. Who was on that Nets team?
Ben Simmons. Wow. Jesus.
Simmons.
Okay. You got. No. Not Ben Simmons. No.
What?
Not Ben Simmons. Who else was on that Nets team with Blake Griffin?
Was it D Rose? I don't know.
No, come on, man.
Dwight Howard?
Big three. He was in the big three. The Nets big three.
There's no big three with Blake Griffin in
What are you talking
Brooklyn. This is BS.
Okay, I'm gonna give this one to you. Kyrie Irving and Blake Griffin.
Oh, yuck.
Blake Griffin was not part of that big three, though.
What are you
No, I'm talking about Harden and Durant.
Yeah. Ugh.
Oh,
All right, let's
I
see.
didn't like that at all.
LeBron and Kwame Brown.
Jesus, is that true? Is that right?
I don't know. I thought Kwame might have been on one of those Cavs teams.
I think Kwame's actually on here. I don't know. I don't think
Did
it's with
Bogut play with Wiggins? Because Bogut was a number one, correct?
Bogut
Bogut
was
was overall pick.
Yeah.
Bogut, not with Wiggins, but he is on here. He's
Um,
on here with two guys.
Bogut with Dave with no.
I don't know.
Kyrie played with Bogut.
Bogut and Kyrie. Who else did he play with? Probably the same game actually.
Blake Griffin and
Yeah.
Bogut.
No. Bogut
Is it
and
Anthony Bennett? No way.
no. So
Wiggins.
Bogut played for this team after he played with the Warriors, and I don't know if you remember, his ankle just shattered, and he never played again.
Jesus.
He
Fultz?
played with Kyrie. It's the
Was
same
Ben
guy.
Simmons?
Nope, same team with Kyrie.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Bogut and LeBron.
Bogut, Bron. Oh,
uh,
yeah. Of course.
Let's see. Okay. I want you to lean in. There's some Dwight Howards. Dwight Howard's all over the place here. I want you to lean into that.
Dwight Howard, Derrick Rose.
Dwight Howard and LeBron.
Dwight Howard and LeBron.
Yeah.
I don't think Derrick Rose.
Dwight and John Wall.
Dwight and John Wall. Yep. Good rank.
Dwight and AD.
Dwight and AD. Yep.
Nice.
Dwight and Wiggins. Did he go to the? Did Dwight end up in the Warriors for a little bit?
Sounds right.
No, but there's a Dwight and someone that's already been named. This was
Dwight.
only 50 games before he went back to the Lakers.
I don't know. Fultz.
No.
Was he hanging out with Zion for a little bit or no?
No, he
Simmons.
played with Mr. Yes, Ben
Oh, yeah.
Simmons and Dwight.
Nice.
Let's see what else we got here. Okay, I'd be mad impressed if you guys got this. There is a lot of Kenyon Martin here. You already got the Blake Griffin. He's also played with
Yao Ming.
Did he
No,
play
not
with
Yao Ming.
Kyrie?
No,
AI?
Nope.
He and
AI is on this list with someone else.
AI and
where did AI go?
Dwight
You
Howard.
actually you've mentioned him already, Rank. You
Kwame
mentioned
Brown. Is it
Yes,
Kwame Brown
yes.
and AI?
Kwame Brown and AI.
I just think of that Stephen A. Smith's
Yeah.
clip every time I hear Kwame Brown.
Okay, there is a duo together, and they just got formed. Just got formed this season.
Oh, Aiden and Cade.
Who and Cade?
DeAndre Aiden.
No. I don't think so.
I don't know.
They've played like 5 games together so far.
Is it Wiggins and someone?
No.
Did we not
One
say
of
like
them's-
Kyrie
one
and
of
AD?
It's Kyrie and AD.
Oh.
Yep. Sorry, Liam.
Right.
Sorry.
How are we accurate?
You have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So you
How
only
far
got
back
2.
are we going?
It's just to 2000.
Who else is in there? Is Bargnani on here?
Who?
Oh,
He
did
was
you guys
drafted
say-
before.
I think you guys said Wiggins and Bennett. Did you guys say that already?
Yeah, we
Yes.
said Wiggins and Bennett,
Yes.
definitely.
Okay, yeah. My bad.
I don't know if Bargnani played with anybody. I don't think Greg Oden played with
Oh.
anybody.
Nope. Bargnani's on here. Greg Oden's on here too.
D Rose, maybe? I don't know.
No. Bargnani.
Greg
and
Oden played with LeBron, probably.
Greg Oden and LeBron.
Nice.
Yep. Good. Nice, right? Nice.
Did Bargnani also play with Braun or no?
No.
He played with John Wall though, right? I'm just throwing names
No.
out there.
Bargnani with Anthony Bennett. That was a combination.
Oh my God. Twin
no.
Towers.
That would be fucking insane.
Bargnani and Wiggins, did they sneak on in the super team? together?
No.
Bargnani
Cat?
and Kyrie.
Bargnani and someone that I've mentioned is all over this board.
Kenyon Martin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bargnani and Kenyon Martin.
What a duo that is, huh?
We had like Kenyon Martin and Joe Smith. Like one guy can be from the 90s, right? You said
Okay, Joe Smith is on here.
No, Joe Smith played with everybody. He literally played with like 15 teams.
Joe Smith, LeBron.
Joe
Kwame.
Smith and LeBron.
Joe
He
Smith and
also played
Kwame.
with Kwame and or Yao Ming.
No, not
Damn.
Dwight Howard.
Bogut.
no. Bogut and Joe Smith.
Jesus.
Okay. I
Elton
think-
Brand and Kenyon Martin must play together.
That sounds right. Elton
That sound-
Brand and AI.
There's another AI, but not Elton Brand.
AI and like Rose.
No, very early. I think they were on the Nuggets together.
On the Nuggets together.
Bargnani.
No.
Bogut?
No, you've been talking about him a lot though.
Kenyon Martin. Kwame.
Greg Oden.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, let's see how many you have.
We got to be close, right?
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 25. Okay, what 4 are you missing? That's going to be my problem here.
Is Tim Duncan on here anywhere?
No, he was before 2000. I guess he hasn't played with anyone since then. There's another one that's active right now. I think you guys just glanced over it because you went with this guy's historical group, but he's currently playing with someone that's number 1 overall. He's very, very young. They were very good last year, but they're okay this year. Oh, wait, no, sorry, they're not active. He just got traded in the offseason.
Oh, Cat and Wiggins. No, not Wiggins.
Yeah,
Cat and Edwards.
Yeah,
Cat and Edwards, yep.
Any more Cat ones on here? No.
No, I think you got all the Cat ones. You got LeBron and Odin, good. Got LeBron and Shaq. Did you got Wiggins and Bennett. You got Kyrie and Bogut. Wiggins and Rose. Oh wait, I don't think you got this one. Oh, I think you did. Yeah, you did. I didn't say it. You got D Rose and Blake.
Yeah.
I was trying to get you to get the Nets one. Townsend, Edwards, Irving, Davis. You got LeBron and Joe Smith, Griffin and Martin. You got Bennett and Kyrie. Wiggins and Town machines. It's okay. It's another LeBron one. They played 16 games together. On LeBron's second stint on the Cavs.
Bargnani.
Nope.
John Wall.
Nope.
Who
Derrick
the
Rose.
hell-
Derrick Rose. LeBron and Derrick Rose.
Ugh.
All right, guys. I think that's all of them. Good work.
I hope that D Rose gave my king his MVP that was rightfully deserved.
Oh God. All right. Yeah, that was the trivia. Good. You guys fucking killed that. Holy shit.
College basketball.
College basketball.
Do
Ray,
it.
why don't you start us off here?
Come on, Rank, start us off. Give us the good news, buddy.
Yeah, let's start with the good news. We had a glorious day 2 weeks from last Saturday that we all got the notification, started trickling out slowly by slowly, that the head coach of Villanova basketball the past 3 years, 3 miserably long, terrible years under Kyle Neptune, is gone. We were saved. The bad man can't hurt us anymore. And with that became the tumultuous time of a first ever in Villanova history nationwide search for a head coach that led us up and down and left and right and all over the country, with lots of rumors of guys such as Peter Mosier and Porter Moser, Chris Collins, Richard Pitino, and finally we've landed on former Seton Hall head coach, more recently Maryland head coach, the hero we deserve, Kevin Willard, is back in the Big East and is going to lead us to the promised land again, to a time when I can confidently take a March Madness bracket and pen in the winner as Villanova and deal with the consequences from there. That is what I want next year, and that is what we're going to get.
Well said, Rank. Well
Thank
said.
you, Rank. That was beautiful.
Well said. Rank, can you talk to us a little bit about the drama with Willard and Maryland?
Yeah, it's a hard situation for everybody around. There was rumors swirling around that he's coming to Villanova. He didn't put those rumors to rest, which obviously he couldn't because he wanted to come here. So it was a no-win situation. He was very honest with the media. He was very honest with what was going on. He said he was offered a contract. Their AD was leaving. There was a lot of situations outside of his control that led to him leaving there. And I think he's getting a lot of heat that's not really warranted. Like, they're saying he's left him in a bad position. What do you want him to do? Like, quit before the tournament's over? Like, he's coaching the Sweet 16. Like, he's going to coach the team. You want to leave before then? Like, there was no good way for this to end with his time in Maryland. He wanted to come back to the Big East. He wanted to come back to Villanova. He was very honest with the media what was going on. He didn't lie to them. He said everything that was truthful. Like, it was a tough situation, but I don't think he handled it wrong.
It could have been handled way worse. Like, Will Wade told McNeese he was leaving before they lost in the tournament.
Yeah.
He could have done that, which is really shitty.
Lee, you seem doubtful. Like, what did you do wrong? Like, I don't think he could do anything better.
It did come out that he just, pre-Sweet 16 game, he just kind of stopped showing up to team activities. He skipped the team dinner.
Oh, is that true? Oh,
I've seen those rumors. I don't know if I believe them. There's a bunch of angry Maryland fans out there right now.
Yeah, I don't know. It just he didn't come out and say he was going to take the job, but he also did not say anything. If I were him, I just would act. I don't know. I mean, he was put in a tough spot. But that being said, I'm pumped because we have a coach now.
Yeah, I
No
will
more
say
fucking around.
I saw a rule proposal, which I'm completely on board for, that if a head coach leaves a school before their contract runs up, they're required to schedule an away matchup against that school in the following year, which would be electric. I think Villanova should have to play at Maryland next year, which would be a great opportunity for Kevin Willard to kick their butts.
I love it. And this is just great because now we have all this NIL that we've been sitting on. The donors have been sitting on it. We're ready to spend, baby. Villanova's going to get back in the game.
I've just been loving looking at the news recently because, like, we're currently in on the Maryland guys leaving. Jacoby Gillespie had a great tournament. Like, he's in the transfer portal, might be following Willard to Maryland, to Villanova. They had a 4-star recruit that is decommitted who might follow to Villanova.
Mm-hmm.
There's some overseas foreign guy who's playing in the league who's dropping 20 points a game. Is a 6'7" point guard who was committed to Indiana, originally decommitted. He's in the running between us and Miami are the two finalists for him. Like, there is some buzz, some excitement. This Villanova team is going to look very different than they currently look, and it's going to look exciting. I'm curious to see who he keeps, who he leaves, how this team plays next year. Because, as I've said before, like, it's completely different coach, completely different styles. Like, it is a different brand of Villanova basketball next year, which is kind of what we need at this point.
Yeah, there's no need in having someone come in and try to be Jay Wright. Like, that's exactly what Kyle Neptune tried, and it's not a bad idea, especially when he was in that system for so long on the bench. But you're right, Rank. We need a fresh start. It's a different approach. You know, Jay Wright obviously didn't fuck with the NIL stuff and everything like that, and he's an honest guy. But this is the world we're living in now. We need to be a part of it. We need to be on the forefront of it. New coach, transfers coming in, recruits. I'm all for it.
Is there any possibility we can get Dixon back for a 9th year?
Oh, God.
Going back
He's
to your
probably
point,
like, shit, you're just now firing this motherfucker? Like, damn, I gave you good years.
to your point, Trent, about not being Jay Wright and like not having an assistant trying to be Jay Wright. I saw a stat before the tournament. I don't know if you guys saw this, that Jay Wright assistant coaches have coached in 72 seasons. Only once have they made an NCAA tournament.
Jesus.
Wait, say that. So coaches have gone on and they've coached a collective 72 seasons?
Yep, and only one of those seasons have a Jay Wright assistant led his team to the NCAA tournament.
That's insane.
That's really sad.
You're on a tight ship.
Not everyone can be Jay Wright.
Can't be the GOAT, man.
Yeah.
Can't be the GOAT. That's what it is.
All right, let's jump into it. Final Four set. Shock Madness is here. Who do you guys have?
Can I just say how underwhelming of a tournament this has felt so far? Am I in the minority when I say that?
No.
I think it's blown out of proportion. I think there's been some great games. I wish there was a couple more upsets, a couple more Cinderellas, but like there's been some really fantastic basketball games. Like the Florida Tech game the other day was ridiculous. Arkansas was a great game. Michigan UCSD early in the tournament was great. Like there were some great games going on. I'm excited to see some good basketball this weekend.
Yes. Yeah. I think the games should be very close. It's going to be very interesting to see who's going to be the first team to actually hang with Duke. Because if Houston plays the way they did against Purdue, you know, they looked really good against Tennessee, but man, Duke looks dangerous, unfortunately. I hate to say it.
Well, Liam, you better hope they're not too dangerous because your only success of avoiding our group punishment is a Florida win, and you are counting on the edges of it right now.
Go Gators, baby.
I was doing the math the other day. I'm officially have zero chance of coming in last place.
Oh, no.
I think Truett, you had the second likeliest chance of not coming in last. Tom, actually, no, once Tennessee lost, I think Truett, you have Liam's got by far the most likely chance. I think with a Florida win, Truett, you might go last.
Yeah, if Florida wins it, Truett, I think, good luck, buddy. That's all I gotta say.
Let me calculate the percentages real quick. Well, sure, you give your prediction for the Final Four. Who's winning this thing?
I deleted the app after Tennessee lost. I was going to win every bracket I was in if Tennessee won because just nobody was choosing Tennessee.
Yeah, so
even my work bracket. Yeah.
You have an 86.7% chance to avoid last place. So, yes, if Florida wins, you will more likely than not be the odd man out in the situation.
So if they beat Auburn and lose, what happens then?
I don't get enough points because my bracket was so poor.
Yeah, so as long as Florida doesn't win, you'll be fine. But if Florida wins,
well, shit. So I clearly shouldn't predict Florida to win.
You know who I'm picking, baby? Go Gators.
Give me the Cougs over the Gators. Cougs over the Gators.
All right.
Those Cougars, they played fucking well. And my favorite team before was the BYU Cougars. So I gotta stay strong with my Cougars, my older one.
Me and Tom are both officially safe. It's just come down to the two of you for that one.
Rankle, what is the punishment for this bracket?
The loser will be drinking 2 cold beers before they head into work. Looking forward to a nice group FaceTime maybe in the morning. A couple beers.
Jesus.
Maybe even a shower beer.
Oh yeah, shower beer would be nice. Yeah,
a little fun in the shower, right? Huh.
Yeah.
A shower beer and a shotgun on video.
I think that's a great combination for either of you two losers. Liam, who your prediction to win?
Florida over Duke. Go Gators. Chop them up, baby. Chop them up. Walter Clayton's going to carry me home. Thank you very much.
I agree with you. That is the matchup I want to see. That's the matchup I want to happen. I have picked Florida in all my brackets. Florida's going to win this thing. Plus, no offense to Houston, they're a little more slower style basketball, which, honestly, that's how we used to play for a while. But Duke would be a more fun matchup. Florida-Duke would be a very entertaining final game. Walter Clayton, man on a mission, 0 stars. He was a 4-star NFL football recruit. He turned down football to go play at Iona as a 0-star. Absolutely ridiculous.
Wow. That's crazy.
For the love of the game.
Love of the game.
Bro, loved it.
I love it, bro.
That's just I'm scared now. I'm very scared.
All right. Enough of this shock madness. Let's move on, boys. Baseball is back. Spring is here. I know we're all excited for the season. Rank and I especially. I want to hear from you, Truett. Talk to me about the Padres this season. What do you think is going to happen? What's their floor? What's their ceiling? What do you have in store this season?
It's a great question. I think the biggest problem we have here is our lack of depth, kind of on both sides. You know, I think Darvish has started the year. He's got some elbow inflammation, Musgrove, Tommy John surgery. So we're really down to Cease, Michael King, and then who else? And we signed Nick Pivetta. We signed Kyle Hart, who's starting tonight. Pivetta had a great start last night. But it's kind of similar to, I don't know if you guys remember last year, Darvish and Musgrove missed a lot of time, and you had guys like Matt Waldron. You had guys like Randy Vasquez step up, and then Michael King kind of had a little coming out party. We're going to need to have that again to make up for a true starter, just depth that we really don't. We're not super boastful of at the moment. And then we'll see how the bullpen does. We lost Tanner Scott to the Dodgers. Still have Jason Adam and Robert Suarez. On the other side of the ball, I think Fernando is going to have a really good year. That's my storyline of the day. I should have just cut to the chase on that. Fernando is a first pitch swing merchant, and I have not seen him lay off as many first pitches in this portion of the season that's just happened than any other time I've watched Padres baseball. The guy, I think, is carrying that momentum from just an explosive postseason into this season. You still have guys like Manny, you got Bogarts. I'm hoping for another Jackson Merrill good year, build off the rookie year. But after that, it's another problem with depth. You lose Profar. You lose a couple of our guys that were, DHing. You lose Higashioka, who was a really surprise catcher that had some good offense for us. Where is this other offense going to come from besides Fernando, Machado, and Jackson Merrill. Can Bogarts have a year that even closely resembles his time on the Red Sox? Can Jake Cronenworth step up? Can Luis Arias do something besides getting on base? And now he's not leading off. So we'll see. Is that going to mentally fuck with him a little bit? We still got Mike Schilt managing the thing. I think we have a decent shot. It's always going to be we're fighting for a wild card spot when you play with the Dodgers, but I'm optimistic. But I'm fully anticipating a crash in the middle of the season. Crash and burn. That is my take. I don't like the silence. Makes it sound like you guys are agreeing.
I'll say this, Truitt. Sneaky Tatis MVP season incoming. Just gonna throw that out there. It's possible.
I love it.
Unfortunately, I think that's kind of what you guys are hoping for to get out of this season because yeah.
Damn.
Like you said, the depth, dude. The injury bug's gonna hit, and it already kind of has. And you guys just don't have a lot of bodies that are serviceable.
I think you can get a wild card spot. You're not going to move the Dodgers for the NL West. It's not happening. But you're in a competitive wild card race that the Braves haven't started off strong. Who knows? Maybe the Braves are going to have a bad year.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
True. Yeah, you're welcome. We just fucking pounded their asses. Yeah, no, Liam, you hit it right in the head. It's going to hit, and there's not enough guys on the bench to get this thing rolling. Talk to me about your Mets. Let's hear it. Give me the spiel. What did I say?
Soto, yeah, sneaky Tatis MVP, but the Soto MVP loaded this year. It's
exactly.
So get ready for it. I'm so excited for this team. This is going to be an incredible offense. They finally exploded tonight for 10 runs. I can firmly say I've never been more excited for a baseball season in my lifetime. I just think this team has the potential to be championship contending. I'm really excited.
I will echo every word Liam just said. It is spring. It's another baseball season. The Mets are playing well. They're going to be ups, they're going to be downs. The lineup is good. The lineup is great. There is not many holes in this lineup, especially when Alvarez gets back. This is a very deep lineup that has guys who can compete. Like Jose Siri, he manufactured runs, and that's what you love to see from the bottom lineup. And he's electric like that. The pitching, can they stay healthy? Can these guys perform? Can they make guys better like they did last year? If they can make that jump, then yes, the Mets are a World Series contender.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna enjoy the ride. The ups, the downs, enjoy the ride.
I'll say this. We got a lot of young guys, too. A lot of good prospects. That trade deadline comes, I fully expect us to go out and bolster, maybe even get an ace at the deadline and really make a move if we're doing well.
Who do you guys got pitching-wise now?
Senga, Manaea, Montas, Holmes, McGill. When healthy.
Peterson.
Yeah.
Senga, we know what he does. Manaea was great for you guys last year. I didn't watch Holmes' first start.
He pitched well. He pitched well, We just put up one run. So
pretty classic Mets.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to do some rapid fire MLB predictions since we've got opening day and got some fun?
Yeah. Hit it with us, Rank.
All right, let's go down the lineup. We'll start Liam. NL West winner. Who's winning the NL West?
Oh, God. It hurts It hurts to say it, but yeah. Los Angeles Dodgers are going to take this division home.
Sure.
What Liam said.
Yeah, I will echo that. Clean sweep. The Dodgers, Saki had a terrible outing, and they all the way back.
Let's go.
That lineup is too good.
Bro said in his free agency, he's like, I don't really want the big lights and a little media pressure. And then fucking throws a stinker and they zoom in the camera and the guy's sobbing his eyes out.
Yeah.
Piss off.
NL Central. Truett?
Give me the Kyle Tucker Cubs.
Liam?
I'm going to go with the Ellie De La Cruz led Reds.
And we're going to have a completely three different teams. Paul Skeens and his Pittsburgh Pirates team gets right finally. It's going to be a playoff time in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, tough start to the season. Losing
you need
3
more-
straight games off walk-offs is absolutely maniacal. Heartbreaking.
That's horrible.
All right, Rank.
I'll
Let's
start
hear
here.
your guy in the East.
You can't not pick them. They're the best team in baseball. The New York Metropolitans are winning the NL East.
Love it. Love it. Say it loud, say it proud. Thank you, Rankle.
I don't want to just say the same thing as you guys, but I don't want to say the Phillies, so I'm going to say the Mets.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say, don't you dare, boy. Don't you dare.
Don't you there, boy?
3 NL wildcard teams to round out the NL playoff spots. Who's sneaking in this year?
Phillies.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's just going to happen. It's got to accept it.
I will be completely honest with you guys. I was going into the show. I went to the Nats Phillies game this weekend in DC. Gorgeous day for some baseball, and I wanted to pick the Nats. I wanted to pick this young, fun, exciting team, and then I watched them get their butts kicked by this really, really good Phillies lineup. They are deep, up and down the lineup. Gave me nightmares from last year playing them of being terrified every time they got to the plate. This Phillies team is legit. They didn't make many moves this offseason, but when healthy and playing well, the Phillies are really good.
Yeah, they're a really good team. Great pitching. Unbelievable pitching.
Yeah. I got Phillies, Padres.
Let's go, baby. Yeah, okay, Liam, who did you have if you're not going to have the Padres in there? Tell me.
No, I had another team in there that I'm not too happy about either. I think the NL East is going to be a wagon this year. I'm also going to have the Braves slide in my wild card.
True, who's your wild card too?
Yeah, Padres.
My last one, I have the Giants. I think it's the Giants here.
Yeah.
The Braves are not making it. Braves are falling off. It's over. It's done. Write them off.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Liam, who's your third team?
I'm going with the San Francisco Giants. I'm sorry, Truett. I don't see it in the cards for the Padres this year. I just don't. I'm sorry.
So pessimistic.
Sure.
God. Give me the fuck it, Rank. Let's go Pirates too. Let's do it, baby. Saddle up.
NLCS. I'll start it off. Mets over the Phillies in the NLCS.
Wow.
Yeah, that would feed families.
Okay.
Yes, it would. Liam, who you got?
Rankle, I like the way you think. I want the same damn thing. I got a taste last year. I want the whole load this year. Give it to me.
What? Bro.
Truett?
You guys want me to say it so bad. Mets over Phillies.
Yeah.
No. Actually, I'm changing it. I think this is even better. Give me Mets over Dodgers.
That would be sweet.
Yeah. That would make my.
All right, let's go out to the American League, to our not as opinionated league because we were all National League homers. AL West. Liam?
I'm taking the Seattle Mariners. I took them last year. I think this is the year that pitching lab comes together, and maybe they won't strike out 1.5 billion times this year and actually hit. So I'll take the Mariners.
I'll take the Rangers. I think they're gonna bounce back from the World Series hangover last year, and they're gonna come out strong.
Yeah, I completely agree, Rank. Taking the Rangers too. Also, just helps when the hometown team is a little good.
AL Central, Truitt, start us off.
Give me the Royals. Give me Bobby Witt Jr., aka Ranks Love Child. Give me it. Give me it all.
Liam?
There's a reason why sports are played on grass and not on paper. The 2025 Chicago White Sox will win the AL.
No. What? There's something twisted about you.
You're right, Liam. I'm going to back up with Truitt to the Royals. Royals are coming back. AL East. I'll start here. Locals to me, kind of. The Baltimore Orioles are coming out strong this year, winning the division.
Offense has looked really good. Most runs scored so far, Rank. Most runs scored so far.
I know who Liam was going to pick going into the season. Is he still riding them after this slow start?
Even after Devers hasn't gotten a hit in forever, I'm still taking the Boston Red Sox to win the AL East.
Truitt?
Give me the torpedo bats. I know nobody wants to hear it, but just doing it. Just doing it.
AL wildcards. I agree with you, Truitt. The Torpedoes are going to make the playoffs. Yankees are getting a wildcard spot.
No, they're not. 2025 is the year that the White Sox make the playoffs and the Yankees don't.
What? Give me a wildcard team, Liam.
Kansas City Royals.
Truitt?
Orioles.
They're my number 2, Rankle. I'll take the Orioles as well.
I will follow up with one of Liam's picks earlier on. The Red Sox will make the playoffs. Truitt, second wildcard team.
Give me everyone's favorite Houston Astros.
And yeah, I ultimately agree with you, Truitt. The Astros will find a way to make the playoffs.
They still got enough junk in their trunk. Get
Liam?
it done.
No. My last pick will be the Texas Rangers to be the final wildcard team.
Truitt, last pick.
Yeah, okay, I'll take the Red Sox too. Crochet just signed an extension tonight.
Yeah.
Massive.
What do you see? What do you get?
3
Oh,
years,
that's
$1.4 million.
170.
170. 6-year 170.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot of money.
All right, Liam, start us off. ALCS, who over who?
Unfortunately, the White Sox will not be in the championship series. Unfortunately.
Not a Red Sox-White Sox matchup?
I'm going to go Red Sox over Orioles.
Truitt?
Give me Orioles over Rangers.
I do like that matchup, but I think Orioles over Yankees in the ALCS.
The Yanks.
I think we all have similar World Series here. Liam, actually, rematch. We've all had rematches of former World Series in the past. Liam, Mets Red Sox. Will the curse of Billy Buckner come back?
Just like 86, baby. Give me my miracle Mets.
Truitt.
Yeah.
Mets Orioles.
Right,
I know you're going to choose Mets too. I got to do something different. We can't all say the Mets are champions, so I'm going to go with the Orioles.
I can't believe that we live in a time where this is realistic.
Mets
This is
over
actually
Orioles in the World Series. It's Mets here.
real. 69 matchup, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
69, 86.
25. Book it.
Book it. Book our tickets. Mets over Orioles. You might have to go to a couple games.
We would definitely have to go to some games.
Yeah.
Even Mets Red Sox. I'd come to Boston for a little road game.
I think maybe I'd come to New York for that one.
Gotta go to both. Experience
Yeah.
both sides.
Why not? Why not?
All right.
We'll do award predictions next time. Should we get into some trivia and birthdays?
Yeah, you want to go birthdays, Liam?
I got some birthdays.
I mean, not
for
trivia.
you.
Sorry, Hoops Cream birthdays.
Good.
Yeah. Do you want to start off in Hoops Grid or?
We can do it.
Yeah, let's just
Sure
rip
you
it.
got it?
I got it. Rip it and grip it, baby. You guys want it while I'm pulling up? Do you want to know why Freddie Freeman's not playing today?
Why?
Fell in the shower. Looking at it right now on ESPN.
No way.
Slipped and hit his surgically repaired right ankle.
Jeez Louise. That's wild.
All right, what do we got here?
Can we go Lakers, Mavericks, Reggie Bullock?
Just jumping in.
Like that one.
Nice.
Nice. Hot start, baby.
Can we go Nuggets, Mavericks, Raymond Felton?
We'll fix that. Nuggets, Mavericks, Raymond. That's a good one.
Did he play for the Nuggets? He did.
Nuggets
Him wearing his
Wizards.
Thunder jersey. Look at him.
Nuggets Wizards. Juwan Howard.
Hmm.
Oh my ankle. Nice. Nice. I want to fix this one. We'll come back. Jazz.
You gotta get a Mavs Jazz here somewhere.
Oh. Do we have a Shelvin appearance, Liam?
Did Chris Humphries ever play for the Jazz?
Oh, I don't.
Jazz Wizards. Chris Humphries.
Nice.
Nice, Frank. I think Jazz. No, Shelvin does not, unfortunately.
Oh, no Shelvin.
No Shelvin.
Get rid of this.
Quinn Cook, true at top left.
Nice.
Nice. Good snipe. Oh, what? Oh,
What?
What about sneaky Darren Williams, Mavs Jazz?
Jesus.
People forget that Darren Williams played for them.
Okay, this is a bad idea. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Oh, I don't
No,
think
they don't.
people are sneaky
Oh,
forgetting.
people did not forget. No, people did not forget.
Joe Smith, Warriors, Lakers. These little.
Oh yeah, of course.
What? People know Jay Crowder played for the Mavs? Oh my! What did you say, Rank?
It was tough.
Joe Smith.
Oh, shit. Whoa!
There we
Okay,
go.
Rank. God, he looks
She's
deceased.
your
in
trivia.
Oh wait, yeah, good shit, Rank. Sorry, that was a good memory.
Did Raymond Felton play for the Jet? We already have Raymond Felton. Never mind.
Well, if it's a better pull.
What about a guy like Josh McRoberts or something like that? Like some.
Jazz Warriors, Lou Admonson.
Ooh, nice.
I don't know who that is, but God, he's way.
Former Nick.
Nice, Rank.
Cavaliers legend as well.
God.
I think I had it back in like NBA EA games.
Gotta be able to get this one. Maybe Booze. Was he on the? He wasn't on the Mavs.
Is Derek Fisher too obvious?
I don't think so. Nice rank. That got us out of the 4 percentile.
I'll take that. Yeah.
All right, Warriors Nuggets.
I feel like Joe Smith could have been on this one. I'm not sure though.
Steve Blake.
Ooh, good shout.
Nice rank.
Nice.
Good work.
He actually tweeted out on Twitter that he wants to be the new head coach of Maryland basketball.
Wow.
Did he actually?
Yeah.
Look at us, 96%.
That's really good. Wow.
Please bestow the birthdays upon us.
All right, something different actually tonight.
Oh.
We're not doing birthdays. We're doing the best names in March Madness this year. And boy, do we have some good ones. All right. Starting up strong, we have Mr. Fat Brooks, P-H-A-T Brooks. What a player he is. Guy that plays for the UConn Huskies, Solo Ball. What a basketball name.
Goat name.
Come on.
Goat name.
Yep. Guy by the name of Juslin Bodo. Very interesting name.
Juslin.
Juslin. Yep.
Bodo.
Bodo. Boogie Fland. What a player he is. Boogie.
Good player.
Bob Nungy. Shout out Nungy. We all love a little Nungy in our life.
Make a Nungy off camera.
Yep. What?
Bring you to your locker room.
What?
All right. A guy by the name of Supreme Cook. Not only does he cook on the court, he cooks off as well. Let's see who we got here. Blue Cane. That's a good one.
Blue Cane.
Blue Cane. Jojo Fullwood and Gibraltar Coleman. Shout out Gibraltar.
Gibraltar. Wasn't it like a map in Call of Duty or something? Gibraltar.
There's some just great ones on here. Yeah, shout out Gibraltar. Oh, I got last one. Magoon Guath. Shout out to Magoon. Shout out Magoon.
Shout out Magoon.
Some great names. Great names for us today.
That was a good segment, Liam. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us on From the Locker Room, March 31st, 2025. Thanks for joining us on this marathon. We got a lot of sports covered today, and we're going to keep doing this as long as we can. Next time you see us, March Madness will have ended, so we'll give you a little good recap there, and we'll be fully into baseball season, NBA playoffs. And just like that, the NFL season is going to start, and we're just going through this beautiful carousel of life where all we really care about is sports. So please join. Yeah.
Quick shout out to the some people are calling it the real March Madness starting today, the Crown tournament in Las Vegas. The real March Madness. We will see a real champion crowned this weekend as well. Not in San Antonio, but in Vegas, the Villanova Wildcats. So looking forward to that.
Shout out Villanova Wildcats and their interim head coach. He's Kyle Neptune, no longer there. Yeah. If you want all things sports, all things Villanova, then you will be here. You should be here every week. And please hit the notification bell. Again, shout out Monster. Shout out TurboTax. Tax is coming up soon. We'll see you next time. Don't forget YouTube. Fun Locker Room. Go have some fun in the locker room.